I'm gonna just do a video on just how to remove baseboards. I know it's very basic, but there are some people out there who do not know how to remove baseboards. So we'll go through the process just for this video. I know it may sound corny, but again, there are people out there who do not know how to remove a baseboard properly. And the reason why I say properly is because what happens is they'll just start ripping the baseboard off, and what they do is they damage the texture. And you'll see this a lot of time in homes where do-it-yourselfers will rip it off, and then it takes off the texture of the paint, and it goes all the way down the line. Now, when you do that around, a whole first floor of a home, that adds up to a lot of money to fix. So you don't want to get in that situation. So the best thing on how to remove baseboards is just prepping the top of it and just making sure that you're scarring it correctly with a utility knife. So I just use a utility knife to do it. Just make sure you have a nice fresh blade, and you'll see me scarring it basically like that on the top, and then we'll be using a screwdriver or a prying tool. You could use a few things. You could use this. You could use this pry bar. These are good and bad because these can put dents in your wall, so you want to be careful of that. So what I'll do is I'll scar it with my blade. You can get a 5-in-1 tool or one of these 2-inch blades, pry it down in there, and then you can start pulling it off. Sometimes I'll use a large screwdriver. So if you're at home, just get creative with what you could use. And like I said, the most important thing is just, scarring this first, prying a piece of the baseboard off slowly, and then work your way down, pulling all the nails off. Now, typically I do not save any of these baseboards. I'll replace them and repaint them for the customer. But some of you guys have some really, really old homes where you can't find the baseboard design anymore. It's discontinued. So just be real cautious if that's the case on removing your baseboard, so that way you don't have to, scream and pull your hair out trying to find it. So again, just like a basic video, on just how to remove baseboards. There are some people out there that are learning, and that's fine. And that's what this video and channel is about, is learning the basics and then moving up to the bigger things. So we'll get there together, okay? All right, so let's start taking off these baseboards one by one. I'll start in this first corner, and then we'll remove that one. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my blade, and I'm gonna cut through the caulking that holds this baseboard in place. So at the very top, you'll see a caulking, so we wanna scar the caulking. Now you don't want to go light on it, you want to go with heavy pressure. And if you have to go over it twice, go over it twice. Whatever it takes. You see how there's a little bit of separation now from the wall? That's what you want. Okay. So, now just give it a little bit of pressure. Come down. So you see how that's separated now? So if I were to pull this back without scarring, it would have ripped all of this drywall texture off. All right. So that's a pain in the butt, because then you got to come back and retexture everything and repaint it. So if you take your time, you know, you'll do okay. So over here, it's going to work our way down. Okay. All right, so if you want to use the screwdriver method, just use a flathead. Go from behind it, and then you can pull back. And so what you're doing is you're pulling the nails out of the 2x4 that's in the wall. Okay? So you see how that worked? When we do this side, I'll use the pry bar, do a little different. So when you get it to here, then you just pull it out. Okay. So we have some 16 gauge nails that we're holding this in. So if you guys are going to reshoot it later, just get some 2.5 inch nails. You can go 16 or 18 gauge, doesn't matter, but it's only a few nails holding it in. All right, and then we got a few nails down here. So next you want to pound these in so it doesn't hurt your baseboard in the future. So we got a nail right here, we'll just tap that in. And nail right there, you can pull this one out if you want. Oops. Okay. All right, so that wall's done. Now we're gonna take the second piece out. If you're gonna, you know, store these somewhere, do not leave your nails hanging out, especially if you have small children. So what I do is I just bend them down. All right, that way you don't step on them. Or you could take pliers or your hands, if you have Neanderthal hands like me. Then what you could do is just bend it back and forth. And they'll snap off eventually. Okay? Okay, now we're gonna tackle the next one. So the nice thing about this is that it gets down low to where you're putting pressure against this bottom plate, which is a 2x4. So you could put pressure, counter pressure against the stud and pull it out. Okay, same thing. When you have the inside corner, just pull up and the piece comes out. All right, looks like we got a nail up here. So we'll bend that down so no one hurts themselves. Okay, so another really quick tip. You're gonna have this leftover caulking that's on the walls. So it's a good idea to get rid of it. So just take your 2-inch scraping tool, and all you want to do is just scrape it off the wall. Just like that. And that way when you put your new baseboard on, You're not going to have any deviations between the wall and the baseboard. It'll be nice and clean, and then you could throw on your fresh caulking. So like I said, just scrape it off and you'll be good to go. Okay, so that's just a small video on how to remove your baseboards. I know it sounds so basic, but again, people are still learning out there and they don't know how to tackle these things, and they're learning. So that's good. That's what we want. We want people to gain confidence in the little things, and then they can work towards the bigger remodels and things in their house. So like I said, that's okay. We're here to learn together. All right, guys, stay confident. If you like this video, please subscribe and look for other videos just like this to help you through your journeys. God bless you, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.